Hello and welcome back to another video. I've been meaning to make a video and just reflect for a really long time, but I haven't gotten the chance. But today is a really beautiful day, so I thought I shall, and I'm in the mood for it. So I have some life updates that I think it's about time that I sit down and think about. So about a month and a half, my grandfather, Allah yarhamhu, passed away, and it was weird. It was both sudden and expected all at the same time, which is kind of confusing for all of us. He was much older, he was in his 90s, and he's been living with us our entire lives, so we knew, we knew where the direction that his health was going, and we knew he wouldn't be around us forever. But at the same time, it was really sudden because, he's gotten sick so many times and then gotten better and gotten sick and gotten better, and we just thought this was another one of those times where he would get sick and then he would come back and he would get better. My mom even joked that it was one of these days going to be like the boy who cried wolf, and he's going to trick us all. And that's kind of how it went down. It was so crazy. I came home after winter break. I came back to Knoxville after winter break, and about a week later I went back to New York because my grandfather wasn't doing well. And then I left. I went home on that Sunday because he was doing better. We were talking about bringing him home, and my parents were like, okay, we're out of the dark, go ahead, go home. You took enough time off. So as soon as my plane hits, gets off the ground, that's when he passes away, and then I had to come back first thing in the morning on Monday. But it was just a crazy week, a crazy couple of weeks, a crazy month and a half. I still don't think I fully digested and understood what happened, and it just made me realize so much about grief and so much about myself, which I want to talk about in a whole other video. But that was one of the biggest things that really changed in this past month and a half, and something that I just didn't see coming. Thought we had so much more time, but that's the funny thing about life. We never have as much time as we think. But yeah, I think going home will make me understand and process this a lot more. I think in Knoxville, since I'm so far away, it's kind of hard for me to think about it sometimes. But yeah, we're still processing. We're still going through it. We're still mourning and grieving, and that's going to be a very long process. Anywho's, my grandfather passing away made me realize that it's time to go home. I went back and forth. I always go back and forth about living in Knoxville and living in New York, and in my last video, I was talking about where should I go? I don't know where to live. I'm really confused. And I think that confusion kind of ended as soon as it sunk in and I understood that my grandfather really passed away. I feel like this is a time to be with family and be close to them, and I regret that I haven't been able to do that these past almost 3 years. And as much as I feel like I've grown and really become a version of myself that I've always wanted to be, I also feel really sad and regretful that I wasn't able to spend this time with my family, especially my grandfather. But everything happens for a reason, and Allah makes it happen for a reason. And I think once we pass away, we can't earn any more good deeds for ourselves. The pen has been lifted. It's whatever is written in our books is what is written, and the only way that we can truly continue to earn more good deeds is from the good that we left in this world. And that could be some charity that we've done and stuff like that, or it can be through our parents. It can be through our kids and our grandkids and the generations that we've left behind. And I think I see Islam and I see family and I see Deen in a much different light now. I don't know if Sophia, my Dada's granddaughter, 3 years ago would have benefited him past the grave, the way that I feel that maybe I can now. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like I'm a much better granddaughter to him because of these last 3 years, and because of everything that I've learned, and because of how I value community and family now. So inshallah khair for everything. He will always be in my du'as, and I know that they go directly to him in the grave, and that gives me a lot of peace in my heart, knowing that maybe while he was alive I wasn't able to be the best granddaughter to him, but now with everything that I know and all of the du'as that I make, and for the person that I am now, I can be a much better granddaughter, and he knows that, because my du'as go directly to him. But like I was saying, I've decided to move back to New York, and I'm really scared about it, and I'm sad about it because I love living in Knoxville. I love the people of Knoxville, the community. I love the Islamic school that I work at. I love being a pre-K teacher to these kids. I love it here. I can see myself growing up here. I can see myself growing old here. I can see myself learning so much more. The reason why it's such a wonderful community is because it's a community with a vision. They know what they want to do, and they know where they want to be. Maybe they're not there yet. Maybe they have a lot to learn. Maybe there are a lot of little things to fix, but they have a vision. They have a very clear vision of being a prophetic community, of emulating the Prophet ﷺ and the way in which him and his Sahabas lived. That is truly their vision, and that is what they are after, and they want to get closer to Allah together as a community, and I think that's really beautiful. And I think, you know, there's a lot of really great things happening in Islam in America, but I do think a lot of communities lack a vision. And even though we have wonderful masjids and they're really diverse and the communities are diverse and there's a lot going on and people have a place to pray and they feel safe and secure, we're still missing a vision. We're missing a purpose. We're missing that drive and that sahba, that community. So I'm definitely going to miss that, and I looking forward in New York, but I'm also just scared. I'm scared of the person that I used to be in New York. I'm scared of falling back into my old habits. I'm scared of not remembering the good habits that I acquired and not progressing forward. But you know, Allah is the best of planners. If this is what is meant to happen and where I'm meant to be, and my intention is truly to benefit my family and to do good by them, then inshallah there's goodness in that, there's khair in that. So that's what I just keep holding on to. I'm really excited for the future. I'm excited to continue to pursue education, specifically early childhood education. I hope inshallah I'll get the opportunity to do that in New York as well. I'm scared. I feel like I've gotten really comfortable here, and even though it's been really difficult in other ways, it's also been really comfortable in a way that New York really hasn't been. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Keep me in your du'as. I finally made my decision, or rather life has made the decision for me. I'm looking forward to it, like I said, spending more time with my family, but I'm also really scared because New York just has this attitude to it, this ain't nobody got time for you, this go, 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 this hustle mentality, this consumer culture, the most capitalistic ideals, and I'm just not here for it. I like slower paced life better. I like smaller communities better. I like soaking in the sun and enjoying the day and taking our time. I like it. I'm okay with it. I don't need to honk people when they're not immediately going when the light turns green. I'm okay with being a little bit slower. But inshallah khair for everything. Inshallah this isn't the end of my journey in Knoxville, and there'll be plenty of opportunities for me to come back and be a part of the community. Yeah, we'll see what life has in store for me. Keep me in your du'as.